You're gonna be silly.
That's where I spend all my the rest of it, and then I'll keep it.
Not sure y'all are gonna win this year.
You should have been the one dressed up, though. I'm just saying.
Well, if Chief Swan had come in something, I would have done
I'm coming as a fire chief. That's what I always wanted to do.
I'm a food baby.
I mean, in my
Firefighter is a popular
in my
costume.
3-year-old's costume, there was about 6 firefighters. So that school's good.
We're hiring in Clarksville.
How young, though, is the question.
Well, don't tell Director Chief Swan because I'm going from here to battalion graduation.
Yeah, we
You
got a
can't have any,
graduation.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to
That's
be positive.
reciprocal.
You can follow and make a few contract offers.
As they leave,
That's for sure.
They're just swapping out the mic and then we'll go. We're just waiting to swap out the mic and then we'll go.
They got quiet, Alex. You made them all.
I
think
stopped
that you're
telling
supposed to
jokes up here. I got,
Notice how none of them
Go-
are dressed up either. So let's
No.
be clear. You
we've
know.
got a costume.
Oh, we did. Oh,
say.
yay!
There you go. That's good.
Everyone. He's a tiger.
It is
I thought
cowboy timing.
about dressing up as Bob today. Like I would have worn like some
That's
camo
perfect.
pants and like I would maybe like my snow boots because he's always got like a hiking kind of boot looking on like on his casual day.
That would have been good. Yeah.
Because he's got sort of his own like rustic suit attire, you know.
Alex is checking to make sure. We do this about every week. I mean, sometimes we'll be out.
Daryl, I didn't know you were at the Thomas Market.
Yeah, I've been director there now for almost 4 years.
Okay.
And I just love the job. It's great.
Well, and
I've
again,
done a lot of management over my career. This was a great place.
but
Yeah, and it gives me a good feeling that I feel like I'm accomplishing something out there with the business. Yeah, so I did kind of represent Clarksville.
Thank you. There's always a partner to this.
There is. I love Clarksville. Well, you know, they're still hanging in there. I mean, I would say they're having probably pretty much an average year. I mean, their harvest is good. So,
have breakfast with the family.
I think what they helped us with too was the Kroger closed, the remodel down the road, and that helped us.
Alex, you sure there is a mic?
Mike's arrived.
The mic has arrived. Okay.
Mike is being retrieved from the parking lot.
Those farmers, they just have a golden heart. I don't know what to tell you. When you get out there and work
We just
outside
have
like
such
we do.
got community
Oh my
partners
goodness, I tell them it's
everywhere
the most
around
respected
here.
job. I tell them,
All the
they'll come in
partners
and
we
overall
work
stuff
with.
like that.
Yesterday was
And either,
phenomenal.
excuse me, I got to
Getting the word out, sharing. It's so funny.
You are the epitome of what we really all do.
The bins got filled up so fast they were having to bring out just grocery cars to fill stuff up.
And that's good,
But
though.
here's the thing, it doesn't even count.
Still have family.
So it's kind
I
of,
do. My brother's still there, Bobby, and my sister's in Adams, and then my other sister's out of state. But I have two people.
Well, one thing is,
I go there every so often. I know it's changing
Every day.
every day. I mean, I remember when Rudolph was two lanes. You do too. I mean, it's like, it has changed quite a
hopefully
bit.
the trees, because we should.
But I'm sure it's for the better.
well, we're adding mobile
Brings
distribution.
opportunity.
We're doing some food. You guys to do
Yeah, it's
pop-up
at
schools that
24
will be
convenience.
doing that stuff, and I got to reach out to Chief of Police because I'm a couple of them.
Yeah.
We need to make sure they
There's
know.
always a Clarksville connection.
Guess I should have known. Jackie told me you and Jamaica went to high school together.
Yeah, that'd be great. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
You know that you're the hero for the day.
You're the hero, or either you screwed up. And you
Check one,
should
two.
have your, he's like, I'm not even joking.
All right. Oh, I see. Can I miss that? Something works, and then something doesn't.
Well, we know the power works. Power's working.
Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here. I'm just especially delighted to be back here at Second Harvest Food Bank with Nancy Kyle, whom you'll hear from in a moment. She is the president and CEO here and one of our very best and today most important community partners. We're also here with Renee Pratt, the Executive Director of Metro Social Services, Jamaica Beast, the Executive Director of Metro Action Commission, Daryl Lane, who is our Executive Director at the Nashville Farmers Market, and Director Chief William Swan of our Nashville Fire Department and Office of Emergency Management. And you can see behind us that even on Halloween, the team here at Second Harvest is hard at work trying to get food to those who need it most. And sadly, in this moment, we stand here on the precipice of nearly 60,000 Nashvillians who are about to lose their critical food and nutrition benefits from a federal program known as SNAP. And I think it is important to be clear about the cause. This is an avoidable crisis caused by a lack of federal leadership. And time and again, as the federal government has retreated from opportunities to lead and obligations to Americans, cities have stepped up to fill the gap, and we are doing exactly that in Nashville again. But local government cannot stand alone in making up for all these lost benefits. And Second Harvest, their 615 partners and thousands of generous donors are in this with us at this moment. But if SNAP is delayed through the entirety of November, it will result in a loss of 14.5 million meals just in the 46 county area that Second Harvest serves. That's why this week we have joined Second Harvest in launching the Hunger Can't Wait campaign. We're reallocating resources to increase food distribution, strengthen our partnerships, and ramp up emergency food box builds across both our Nashville and Smyrna distribution centers. And I want to be clear that we need the public's help too. If I know anything about Nashvillians, through a pandemic, floods and tornadoes, a bombing, we've shown time after time that when our neighbors are in need, we step up. When you give, whether it's your money, your time, or donations of food, we're going to leverage all of those resources to move nutritious meals where they're needed most. And so I would like to invite Nancy up to share more about the Hunger Can't Wait campaign and what Second Harvest is doing. Nancy?
Thank you, Mayor O'Connell, not only for your support individually, but what all of Metro continues to do for Second Harvest and all the people that we serve. And Mayor Pitts, I'm thrilled to have you here with us today and all the work you're doing in Clarksville. For Second Harvest, we've been doing this work for over 47 years. And we do this work where we source food, we run food programs, and we distribute foods. And we do that in partnership with over 600 partners across 46 counties. This work has been done day in and day out. It's tried and true. We're making sure people have food on the table. But what's happened now with the removal of SNAP, it's exacerbated all the work that we're doing. We collectively, no matter how hard we come together, we cannot fill this gap. Mayor O'Connell just shared with you our 46 counties. If you take that down and you think about Davidson County alone, that is 3.6 million meals and $13.2 million. And that's just money that people would be spending in this economy on the food that they need. It's just not impossible to make it happen individually. We need SNAP to be put back in families' pockets. Yesterday, we kicked off Hunger Can't Wait, because it can't. It is an urgent needs campaign to secure resources immediately so we can make sure our partners have that, and also we can provide additional access points to our neighbors. We have 120 partners alone in Davidson County. I mentioned the 600 across our footprint. There's 120 alone right here in Davidson County. They're in your neighborhoods, so people can access food. We just have to make sure we have the money and the food to get it to our partners. We ask that everyone help. You can volunteer, you can donate food, or you can help us raise money. You can also help us share stories of hope. When I got here this morning at 7:30, there was a lovely lady and her daughter in the car waiting for a food box. It's 7:30 this morning. People need our help. Many families that are impacted, not just by the SNAP, but also those that have just lost their job because they're federal employees. They have already had to make tough decisions, and they're making even tougher decisions. Do they pay their rent? Do they pay their medical bills? How do they make decisions to make sure that they have food on the table for their families? I do feel like we can make a difference if we come together. collectively. We can't fill the gap, but we can mitigate the needs of our community. I do want to share the numbers from yesterday. This is one day alone. Again, Mayor, thank you, and for all of Metro to coming together on this. We raised $300,000 in one day, $300,000. We also raised over 10,000 pounds of food. Now, that doesn't include every single Kroger store. We don't have all the numbers, but in one day, that's staggering. And just imagine if we all keep stepping up. People just go to the grocery store, get food, give it to your neighbors, bring it to one of our locations, donate food, volunteer, share a story. We like to say, and I think you guys will agree, that hunger is a human right. Not hunger, food is a human right. It is so important that people have food on the table so they can live happy, productive lives. Now, I talk a lot about how you can give and how you can support. You also know people that are needing help. The best thing that we recommend is go to secondharvestmidtn.org and go to our Find Food tool, and it will tell you in your community, no matter what county you're in, where you can get food. People that you go to school with, you go to church with, you're working alongside, they're working in our restaurants, they need help. Keep your ears and eyes open and make sure you share the resources with them. Again, I appreciate the community coming together. Tennessee is amazing. Nashville is amazing. We can make a difference, but it's going to take all of us, not just today, but in the days ahead. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Mayor.
Nancy, thank you. And hearing you speak, I just, again, and knowing the volunteers coming into an active distribution center, inspired by the great work that you all do every day and in the face of remarkable headwinds. The mega bill passed by Congress several months ago already enacted historic cuts to SNAP before we even got to the shutdown, eliminating 300 million meals in Tennessee over the next decade. Since April 1st, Second Harvest has lost access to 30% of food received through USDA programs. That's equivalent to 700,000 pounds of fresh produce, protein, and dairy lost each quarter. The federal government has made all these drastic cuts as food prices have increased 25% in Tennessee over the past 5 years. So locally, our team in the mayor's office is working with all of our Metro Human Services agencies like Metro Social Services and the Metro Action Commission to ensure that our programs are not disrupted dramatically by the federal government shutdown. And where we can, we're expanding programs like our Fresh Bucks offering at the Nashville Farmers Market. For anyone that relies on SNAP benefits, you do get each dollar matched that you spend on fresh food. So if you spend $100, you're going to get $100 in tokens. We have learned so much under Director Chief Swan's leadership at our Office of Emergency Management, working with organizations through the volunteer organizations active in disasters, that the framework isn't just for crises like fires or natural disasters. It is similarly structured throughout Metro. So we're so lucky to have qualified leaders, incredible workforce that is doing this in Nashville. But here in Davidson County, we've had Tennessee's highest participation rate in SNAP. A quarter of all SNAP recipients in Tennessee live in Davidson County. That's nearly 30,000 homes that rely on SNAP. But we know this impact is going to be felt all across Tennessee. Last year, across Middle Tennessee alone, Second Harvest provided 42.3 million meals across 36 counties. That serves the 450,000 people in the area that are food insecure. So we know this is a regional issue as well. And as a member of the Greater Nashville Regional Council, I couldn't be more delighted that Chair Joe Pitts, Mayor of Clarksville, is here today representing the Greater Nashville Regional Council. We know that this is an extraordinary moment where the work that Second Harvest is doing, even from their base of operations here in Nashville, is going to support Clarksville residents and other cities and towns throughout the mid-state region. So Mayor Pitts would like to welcome you.
Well, good morning, and thank you, Mayor O'Connell, for your leadership during this extraordinary time in the history of our state and our region, and certainly in the lives of many Tennesseans. And to Nancy and the caring people at Second Harvest Food Bank, the people of Clarksville, Montgomery County know you to be an important partner in our ongoing efforts to provide food to those who need it most. Indeed, we are in a time where your help, without a doubt, is a lifeline to thousands more because of the government shutdown. So thank you, Nancy, and thank you to the staff and volunteers at Second Harvest for your help. Folks, it's rare these days when we get to live in a world where facts are facts and hyperbole and hysteria are so distinct and different that you know the difference between the two. But here we are. The federal government shutdown, along with severe and almost cruel reductions in benefits to our citizens, is another crippling blow to families across our region. Tomorrow, unless Congress and the President act, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, will not be there to provide food for children, the disabled, and families in our communities. More than 20,000 people in Montgomery County alone receive these benefits, and so do hundreds of thousands across our state. Second Harvest and countless other local organizations are mobilizing to help our communities. In Clarksville, we're blessed to have Loaves and Fishes and Manna Cafe and our United Way, and some in the faith community who are helping. City and county websites, along with other governmental channels, are providing important resources listed to those who need it most. For those who can, please consider giving, making a monetary donation to a local organization who are on the front lines of this man-made disaster. These organizations, like Second Harvest, can multiply each dollar given to make it go farther and beyond our reach. They do it every single day. There are also those, because of the shutdown, their paychecks didn't arrive, and so I want to encourage you to reach out to get help for you and your family. You know, I mentioned facts earlier, and this is a fact. I know Tennesseans to be very generous when there's a need. We rally to help a neighbor, we roll up our sleeves and get to work when there's work to be done. And I have faith in Tennesseans, especially Middle Tennesseans, who answer the clarion call during this difficult season. As I end, I'd like a word with those in the legislative and executive branch in Washington. If you want to debate the merits of budgets and budget deficits and spending priorities, then get to it. But for goodness sakes, get back to Washington and get to work. We the people are depending on you. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Mayor Pitts, thank you for your leadership, not just of Clarksville, but of our regional council. Now, I will say, Mayor Pitts knows as well as I do, the federal government may be shut down, but our local governments are open and ready to help those in need. This morning we launched a resource page that is at the top of every page on nashville.gov. To anyone that is losing benefits and also customers of our Metro Action Commission or Metro Social Services, you can head there today to connect with Metro programs like additional utility payment assistance or rent assistance through the Metro Action Commission. Through 6 upcoming opportunities around the county, we'll also be working to sign up SNAP-eligible Nashvillians for a new program through WeGo Public Transit called Journey Pass. This is a bus pass that allows the holder to ride transit at no cost to them, and we'll formally launch that program next week on November 5th. It's already been in a phased onboarding period, but this is an important moment where we know that bringing down the cost of transportation will help people offset the loss of nutrition benefits like SNAP. The location of the opportunities to sign up are on the resource page at the top of all Nashville.gov pages again. And for those of you who can help, you'll also find ways to help on that resource page. Please do, during this time, reach deep in your own ways to be generous with time, food, treasure to Second Harvest. And as you heard Nancy mention, they have a network of incredible partners that goes beyond what they're doing. And you heard Mayor Pitts say it, those dollars get amplified because of the strength of our partnerships. At all of our police precincts and libraries, and actually at most Metro buildings, we'll have bins where food donations can be dropped off for Second Harvest. Hunger Can't Wait is an appropriate name for this campaign. It can't. With thousands of Nashvillians affected by a loss of benefits, I'm proud of the incredible roster of Metro and community organizations that have come together once again to help out our friends, neighbors, and colleagues in need. So thank you all for being here, and with that, I'm happy to take questions. Stephen?
Excuse me, I didn't hear the question.
300,000 on a typical day in terms of donations.
Oh, on donations, we don't get $300,000 on a typical day. On a good day, like on a Giving Tuesday or something, when everybody in the country is doing something, it's around $100,000 that we can get. But everybody understands that so many more people are being impacted. So it's a big number for us, but it's still not big enough, as you heard me say earlier.
Yeah, and Stephen, I think our initial estimates, if this continues, it looks like it could have an impact of about $13 million a month in gap. And so, again, with what our government is able to do, with what Second Harvest is able to do, if this isn't restored quickly, it's going to become an increasing problem. All right, yeah.
Either Mayor or Nancy, when SNAP is reinstated, what happens then?
Yeah, I mean, Second Harvest is here year-round. Our incredible Metro Human Services agencies are here year-round. But I think Nancy can talk to you about how even just starting SNAP back up isn't going to be just like, hey, Congress acts maybe tomorrow saying by Monday this problem is fixed. So Nancy, I'll invite you to comment.
So when how SNAP works is they say they load cards 10 days in advance before they become active. And then in Tennessee, what happens is over the 1st to the 20th of the month, different people get activated on their cards. So even if, and we hope that happens any day now, there's a vote, but everything's opened up, SNAP benefits are back, it will take them some time to make that happen. What we are doing with all the food and the resources we have, effective really 2 days ago, we started deploying all of that to our partners. So any food we have, and we've got the team out there getting as much more as we can. It's going out to our partners with money we get where we're buying food through our social enterprise. That food is being given to all partners at zero cost to them, just making sure that they have access today, and we'll continue distributing that across our 46 counties today and in the future.
Yeah, Marcel. We have already seen some increase in demand, and I'll let Nancy share what it looked like. I mean, so I'll say our office has been tracking the shutdown since it started, and we pretty quickly moved from monitoring to response. And so over the past week in particular, working to set up this network. But Nancy can share with you part of the reason for that. They were already seeing an increase in demand, and you heard a little bit about increase in costs expected as a result of other federal activity. But Nancy, I'll let you talk about the kind of week leading up to this.
So regarding need, if you think about from 2020 to this year, we've seen a 46% increase in need. And then from year over year, just in 1 year time period, it's a 10% increase, and that continues to get exacerbated. What's happened with the announcement that SNAP was potentially going away, there are a lot of people that are out there trying to get food because there's a fear that it'll be gone. So people are making a rush to food pantries, to food banks to get access to the food. But and then we're adding federal employees on top of that. So we don't even know right now what the numbers are. We're busy trying to get food and funds and volunteers to help sort our food. But the increase is substantial.
Yeah, Eli.
Yep, this is for Mayor Pitts. We've seen other state governments like in Virginia and Vermont intervene on behalf of people who rely on these federal benefits. I know we've talked about how a lot of the blame lies with Congress right now, but do you assign any responsibility to the governor's office for maybe not intervening with some of the rainy day funds or other resources available?
We all share responsibility and the blame. Everybody does, but it's a matter of when you share responsibility, you have to share response, and everybody needs to respond, including our state government, federal government, and the local governments are clearly doing that.
Freddie, do you want to weigh in on that?
I think Mayor Pitt's comments covered it, but I mean we've been in touch with the state. I think they will probably take some measure of response. We're going to keep them informed about what we're doing locally so they understand the impact. All right, thanks everybody. Oh, sorry, Austin.
Sorry, I was on the side.
Blinded by the lights.
Yeah. Have you heard anything from Tennessee's federal delegation about what they're hearing about whether this is going to come to an end soon? Or?
We have not really been given guidance by any of our congressional delegation about their expectation. I will say, with Darren Jernigan in our office, working with federal partners at the state level, we've had good insight into the overall negotiations. And I will say, as I woke up this morning, it didn't seem like action was imminent. I think there is an understanding of the magnitude of the problem, but unfortunately, it seems like instead of preventing